everybody, it's Monica. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I appreciate you all for being here. I'm filming from my living room. I haven't been in my craft room. It's a little bit of a mess, but I just figured I just came back from an errand. I'm just gonna film it now while I'm at it. But in this week's video, I'm going to be making a shirt for my nephew. I've been wanting to make this for him ever since he got out of surgery a couple of months ago, but I finally got the time to do it, and I am using some of it with the HTVRont Sublimation HTV for dark colors. So if you're interested, stick around, and that's coming up next. We're back in Cricut Design Space, going on and doing another multi-layered multimedia shirt. This one is going to be a special shirt that I am making for my nephew D'Artagnan. As I mentioned in my life update video, he is the nephew that had a kidney transplant a couple of months ago, and he's doing amazing, and he loves Patrick Mahomes. So I had this design that I made quite a while back, probably a couple of years ago actually, and I am just tweaking it and making it special for him. I've already done most of the work here. This was a design I already had. The only difference is the image of Patrick Mahomes. I just brought that in. I'm going to sublimate that on HTVRont's Sublimation HTV for dark colors. This is going to be the layer. That's going to be my print. And then the red and yellow and the white arrowhead there, that's going to be just a regular vinyl. So I've already sized this to the size that I want. I didn't want to take too much time, because if you notice my last two videos, I did take quite a bit of time working on Cricut Design Space, and I don't want people to get bored when I'm going through things, but I also want you to see some of the struggles I have when I try to work with sublimation on top of the Sublimation HTV. This one, I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this so you can see what I'm talking about. I've already cut this out. I've already done all that to save time. This is going to be the sublimation vinyl. Here is my print and cut. I did put an offset because this is going to be on a black shirt. I don't want any of the white to be shown, right? So it's pretty much going to be like this, just ever so slightly bigger. I'm hoping that I don't have issues with that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all my materials, and I will meet you at my printer, my Cricut, all the things. I will speed through all of that, and then I will probably get to the point where I'm trying to see if the print and cut is going to line up with the HTVRont sublimation once it's all cut out. So I'm going to stop screen sharing here, and we'll go to all those things, and then I'll meet you at my craft table. is a little bit of white right there, so I'm going to grab my scissors and trim that real quick. I had already done a calibration, but maybe I'm going to have to do it with every time I do a print and cut, because I don't understand why it did this. And I don't want to get any white spots, right? That's why I did the extra offset and made it a little bit bigger than the sublimation vinyl, because I don't want there to be any. I want this to blend right in with the black shirt. So just notice like a little scratch right here, but that's okay. Either that or it's the paper. I'm noticing this paper. I bought it. It's a cheapy one off of Amazon because I didn't have any 11 by 17. And I'm noticing that this particular paper isn't the best quality, but I need to use it up. And since I am making this shirt for a family member, you know, it's fine. I just don't want to have any little white gaps, so I'm just trimming the edges. I'll speed through this, you guys, so you don't have to watch me do this whole thing so slowly. This is 100% cotton. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's right there, 100% cotton. So I'm going to go ahead and just lint roll this and get everything ready to go. See, like I'm not sure what this is. I do have these nicely folded in my closet in my stash of shirts. So I have them taped up so they can stay in order and by size and by type. The most of the shirts I have though are obviously red and black and gray, because I do sell a lot of Chiefs t-shirts. When I make my designs, I always try to keep those on hand. I do have one-off colors here and there, but the majority of the colors are black, red, and gray. All right. So that's good. So as you saw in my on my Cricut design space, I have these layered like this, right? Of course, this isn't going to be the perfect example here, but we're going to have to be very careful because obviously, you know, Mahomes' head's going to be right here, right? So I like to keep these as close as possible. I mean, usually when I do any kind of letters like this, I try not to put too much space between them, but I'm just trying to give you guys an example, right, of how it's going to look more or less. It's going to be somewhat like this. Of course, the sublimation vinyl, right? Of course, this is just, it's not lined up perfectly, but you get the idea, right? I'll get that all done when I get my heat press on, but I'm just kind of giving you like a quick little layout of what it's supposed to look like. And then of course our thing right here, right? So what I'm going to need to do first is line this up, you know, 3 inches from the top, right in the center. And then like this, obviously it's going to be pretty close up there. Honestly, this is going to be higher up. This is why it's all off right here, but we'll get to that when we get to the heat press. So let me turn the camera over to my heat press once it gets up to temperature, and then we'll get going. I usually like doing a crease down the middle, which I'll probably do with this as well. So I'm going to let that get up to temperature. We'll be right back. Once it's up to temperature, we'll do my crease, and then we'll have the fun task of trying to get everything lined up. Stay tuned, guys. It has a few more seconds to go, so I'm going to go ahead and create my crease. From seam to seam right here at the top to seam at the armpit. It's always tricky. And it's kind of, it is tricky when I have it folded up in a ball, all taped up. to have extra storage in my closet for this, so all right. Already lint rolled, as you saw, so I'm going to go ahead and make my crease. And also take out any moisture while I'm at it. All right, there's my crease. So I tried to lay this out as best as I could. Of course, we're going to do the white layer first, but I also want to make sure to kind of do a middle crease here just to get an idea. Not on the Mahomes, but on the wording and the letter, the numbers and all that. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so this is pretty much what it's going to look like. And then I got to put the Chiefs at the bottom. Actually, my arrowhead I was going to put at the top. So I need to double check. And then, of course, the Chiefs at the bottom. I need to double check. I don't know. I kind of want to put it up there. But at the same time, I want to put it somewhere else. I initially thought of over here. But I'm going to give myself a little more room and move this down. Maybe right there. There's the middle. I might actually just do the heat transfer vinyl first. It's supposed to be at 305, right? But this will work also. I could do the arrowhead right there. I don't know. Maybe I'll move it at the bottom. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But I think what I'm going to do is, all these are regular heat transfer vinyl except for this one, right? And this is layered on top, so I can heat press that. This will be the sublimation. I just want to see if that's actually what I want to do. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. This one's going to be tricky to line up, but at least I got this pretty much aligned. At least I hope I do. Okay, we'll do this first, and we'll do the Chiefs towards the bottom, right? Then we'll do the sublimation. So I'm just going to do this for the 10 seconds at 311 for the regular heat transfer vinyl. And at least we have it up to temperature already for the sublimation heat transfer vinyl. I know I'm always kind of changing things up when I'm videotaping, so I apologize for that, but sometimes I end up deciding on something after the fact, which is totally fine with me. There's that one. Oops, I forgot about this. Okay. I think this is a cool peel because it's a different type of vinyl, but it looks like it's fine. I think. I hope I didn't mess it up. I feel like I maybe messed it up just a tiny bit right there. But I will try to salvage what I can. Yeah, I keep forgetting some of these Stahl's heat transfer vinyls. See, or it could have just been a little too hot. But again, since it's for my nephew, hopefully that'll flatten out. That's my mistake right there. That is my own mistake. Okay, all right. Now to line up the sublimation vinyl. And it's just supposed to have a very, very small gap there. It might not be perfect. I might have to, I'm just going to try to line it up as best as I can. Can't believe I just did that. I should try to start separating out my regular vinyls from, I think this is fine. This is totally fine. My regular vinyls from my, the ones that I know what the actual temperature is, because I know this, see this won't, won't be that noticeable. Let me get my Teflon sheet. And we will do that. Of course, that's going to be a cold peel. Actually, I'm also going to do this. Let's hope once I yeah, I need to trim this down just a little bit so I can center my Chiefs word. I tell you, sometimes I spur of the moment. So I will just put this just right here. Get 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Again, 311, 10 seconds. I know for the regular vinyl it should be 305, and that's probably why I had that issue with the red pulling up a little bit. But again, it's for family, it's a gift. I think they'll appreciate it all the same. Okay, so now I need to get my temperature up to 392, and we're gonna set it for 45 seconds. It says 40 to 50 seconds, so I do it for 45. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let this cool. Then I'll go ahead and peel the backer, and then we'll come back to do the sublimation portion. Let's hope it all turns out good, you guys. You've seen my last few errors, so bear with me. I'm gonna stop right here and wait till the temperature comes up to my heat press. Well, you guys, unfortunately, this is messed up and I can't fix this. So it is what it is. Now the true test is going to be lining this up. It's going to be interesting to see how, you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this stretches out a little bit. I tell you, I specifically did this with an extra big offset for this specific reason, and it still looks like it's stretched. I mean, this is so weird. All right, I'm just gonna go with the flow here. Ugh. I'm sure I'm gonna have little tape lines, but that's okay. I always struggle with this, you guys. Never fails. Doesn't matter how many times or how much of an offset I put. I feel like the sublimation vinyl stretches when I take off the backer. Put another one right here. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, this one's probably gonna be, I mean, this is my own fault right here, you guys, as you can see right there, because I think I should have let it cool a little bit more. It's a different type of vinyl, and I also had it on a little bit of a higher temperature. So all right, I'm gonna pause here and let my temperature get up. It's almost there. I'll meet you at my heat press, guys. It's up to temperature. I'm gonna get a piece of parchment paper, put this here like this, but I'm also gonna put my Teflon sheet over that because of my regular vinyl, right? So just make sure I don't mess up anything. Oh goodness, it's gonna be interesting to see how the lineup shows up, but we shall see. 392 for 45 seconds. Alright, you guys, moment of truth. I am a little worried about the lining up, but as I always worry, because it never comes out the way I want it. But let me just do it now. Okay, alright. Okay, that's not terrible. Ouch. That was hot. I'm definitely going to have to press this again real quick because of the, it's leaving, I'm just going to lower the temperature. It's leaving tape lines. Okay, but for the most part, it's not bad. We'll look at it closer here in a second. I'm just going to do a final press here. I'm going to put my parchment paper, but the opposite way now. This. And this. I'm going to put a little more pressure. Hopefully I can get those tape lines out. Just for 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat press. And then I will meet you back at my craft table. Okay, guys, there it is. Is it perfect? No. But considering the fact that I always struggle with my borders on the HTVRont sublimation, the only little piece of white is way up here. And I think I might just get a Sharpie and just go with that right there. And just a little bit over here by the toe, but it actually looks pretty good. And then, of course, my mistake was with this heat transfer vinyl. I think I was trying to peel it too fast and I messed up on the H. That's the only letter that got messed up. But other than that, that actually came out decent considering. So I'm content with it. I'm not, you know, completely in love with it because I messed up on several spots, but you can see my tape lines here. I probably should have done the sublimation one first, but you know, lesson learned, right, for next time. All right, let me go ahead and turn the camera around so we can have a quick chat before I end the video. There you have it. I think it came out pretty good considering my little error with the H, but it doesn't look terrible unless you look really up close. As far as the HTVRont Sublimation HTV, I absolutely love it. I do. But I think I need to do more testing because anytime I do something with it, I always get like a little white line because it, for me, I think it stretches a little bit. As you saw, I cut it out a little bit bigger than the actual HTV sublimation. And I still had just a wee bit of white on there. That could have been me with placement, but there was also just a tiny bit on the bottom by the foot. So I don't know. I'm just going to keep playing around with it. I do love the product. I think it's amazing. I wish HTVRont would send me stuff so I can try out. I would love that because I do love their products. But that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit from my mistakes. If you did, could you please hit the like button? And if you would consider subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. That is it, you guys. Stay tuned for next week's video, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.